Hey guys, welcome back. This is Ben here. I'm actually sipping on a bottle of Kratom. It looks like piss, but it's not. Okay, so today's video is really, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie and say this is gonna be some mad like structured video, but there's just been a few things that have been on my mind lately, and I just want to talk about them a little bit, mainly pertaining to success in many forms, women and everything that comes with them, and money. Cold, hard cheddar. Yeah, so I was thinking, right now I'm in Thailand, and if I really wanted to, it'd be pretty easy getting some ass out here if it was my one and only objective. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't really have much desire to be out here banging these random ass Thai birds. I really don't want to. Like, I've been there, I've done that, I've got the t-shirt. Yeah, it's really not that enjoyable to me, to be honest, meeting a bird off a dating app, no matter where she's from. Something about meeting a bird off a dating app, going out for drinks and sleeping with her, it's just completely lacking in excitement to me, to be honest. Like, it's probably because, and if I'm being brutally honest, like, I've got some fit birds off, what I'd call some fit birds off of online dating, mainly Bumble. Bumble's given me some nice vagine over the years, but I must say, every bird that I've met off Bumble has had something wrong with them. Like, whether it be they're just, I don't know, maybe they got some like, maybe they've had a few too many boyfriends who treated them bad or some shit. But I really don't know if the highest quality vagine is on dating apps. And I'm just at a crossroads in my life right now, where basically, like, I still have the primordial urge to bang women and nut inside them, and my monkey brain wants to get them pregnant, really. but my logical brain says that's a bad idea. But obviously you have the primordial desire for love and intimacy, but I'm not gonna lie to you, yeah? My life right now is a bit of a shambles. Not a shambles, but it's not where I want it to be. It's certainly better than it was in the past, but I'm 24 years old, and I'm really, like, maybe I'm dumb for thinking this, but I kind of feel as though I'm running out of time. The clock's ticking, and people may say the clock isn't ticking. Oh, you're so young, you have your whole life ahead of you, blah, blah, blah. But the overwhelming majority of people in this life are unsuccessful, you know? People think that they're the main character in this life, and that when the fucking, like, if they were to travel back in time in a former life, like when people talk about the past, like, oh, the 1950s, those were the days, or, you know, blah, blah, blah. Back in the days, that's when things were good. Like, realistically, if you were to travel back in time to say the I don't know, 1000 AD, like 1,000 years ago, and if you were living in China 1,000 years ago, you probably wouldn't be the emperor. You'd probably be a low-down peasant. Oh man. I'm just talking shit. But yeah, because what I'm saying is, I have the primordial urge to bang women and to, you know, spend time with them and shit. But, like, it's a weird thing where I don't really want a relation. Well, I definitely don't want a relationship at all, because my life, I don't have the life set up for that shit. I think it's like a guy called First Man says. He says, oh yeah, relationships are for successful men. And I think that's true, because when I've been out with girls that I really like, but I have had no dough, it's been so shit. Like, dating a bird when you've got no dough, it's just like, oh man, you really feel like you lose that swagger, you know? You lose your confidence. Yeah, I was seeing a bird from China back in the end of 2022. Probably the most gorgeous bird that I've ever, well, one of the most gorgeous birds. Physically, that is. On the inside, she was cold. She was cold like a stone. At least towards me. She would cry on my shoulder, but be so inconsiderate towards me. But anyway, that's besides the point. But basically, I was dating this bird at the end of 2022. And this was in Melbourne, Australia. And I actually really liked her. She was really funny and really sexy. And basically, if you've ever been to Australia, you know that it's expensive as fuck out there. Particularly in Sydney, which is a shithole, in my opinion. No offense. But it's the same in Melbourne. Really expensive. Because the minimum wage is so high. It's like fucking like £15 an hour. A rising tide raises all boats. So if everyone's getting paid a decent amount of money, everything costs like a fair bit, especially accommodation. And I couldn't find a job for love nor money, and I was seeing this bird from China, this fit bird, this bad bee, and my life was not set up for it, and it went to shit. And I've had one-itis for this bird since then. I have dreams about her, like multiple times a week. And I'm still putting my nose to the grindstone. I'm not trying to feel sorry for myself at all. But my God, it was painful, this shit, when I was seeing this bird from China, and like she went from desiring me so much, like all this shit, to all of a sudden just thinking I'm a low down peasant. I hated that, bro. Yeah, things went bad, and I remember thinking, this is kind of what sparked it is, after I was doing this casual shit with this Chinese girl, but it still hurt so bad, I was thinking, you know what, like, this casual sex business isn't really what I thought it was cracked up to be. Like, unless you have an abundance of fit birds, if you've only got one fit bird and you're shagging her, you're having sex with her, you're going to form an attachment for her, whether you like it or not, unless you are literally some James Bond, cold as a stone, like a stoic philosopher. You just don't care about anything. Unless you're like that, if you're sleeping with a fit bird, one that may be out of your league, you've got pain waiting around the corner, I think, if your life's not set up to accommodate this shit. And they have a parable. It's not even a parable. It's like not a saying. It's like a verse in the Bible. It says, "For he who has abundance, more shall become available. For he who has not, even what little he has shall be taken away." And that's what happened to me. I was the peasant who was living in a land of scarcity. I got a bit of vagine, and then it left my life as soon as it came in. And this is why I think I'm gonna go Mgtow for a good few years, until I get my money right, my physique right, all this shit. Because women, like, they don't mean to, but in many ways they kind of hold you back a little bit. Even down to like the real meat and potatoes. Like, let's be real, if a bird sleeps over your house, and you say you got you're training legs at the gym on Monday, and a bird stays over on Sunday, and she wants to cut, say you don't have a job or some shit. So on Monday, say she slept over one time. So there's A and a B situation, yeah, and in the A situation, you sleep by yourself, but in the B situation, you've got a bird over, and she may not even be like fit. She may just be a bit standard. Now, say guy A eats thousands of calories of healthy mixed food the night before, vegetables, carbohydrates, and a shitload of protein, and then he has a mass gainer, and he wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to the gym. He's got his pre-workout in his bag, and he's ready to go to the gym and kill it. And say there's guy B who has the bird over, and he wakes up next to her the next day. You know, they were probably, you know, fucking doing the business the night before. He's bust like 5 nuts the night before. He wakes up feeling lethargic next to this bird. He didn't eat any calories or any of this shit the night before. He feels a bit weak today. And then he wakes up next to this bird, and, you know, if you find her attractive, there's a good chance in the morning you're gonna play a game of hide the sausage, you know. So say you bust that nut, guy B busts the nut. Now he has to go to the gym and do legs. If you compare those two guys, the guy A who's living the dialed in lifestyle by himself, Mgtow like a motherfucker, he will go to the gym, and not just the gym, pretty much every other facet of his life. If he's dialed in and fucking focused with no bird, not looking at any porn or any of this other shit, in all realms of life, he will devour guy B. Like, bro, I remember when I had this bird over, this was in Pattaya, this Thai bird, and basically I was guy B, and I remember, like, after we did the business in the morning, I just felt weak. I felt weak. Like when you bust a nut and you lose your essence, you cannot pursue life with the same vigor as you would if you went fully Mgtow, like chasing after your dreams. Don't forget, when a man and a woman have sex, if he busts a nut, I don't know about you, but I'm always the first one to fall asleep. And that's because busting nuts requires it requires vigor, does it not? But this is the thing. So this is why I'm really thinking of going Mgtow, especially right now. Like, I've had some great vagine in the past, and I'm kind of the opinion that vagine kind of comes in waves. You can't really predict when it's going to be, you know, coming at you thick and fast. But what I can say is, like, even though I've had some nice vagine in the past, like, I've also been with some birds that are not the best. Like, some fat birds, some ugly birds, and I really think this is what this guy First Man says that I really admire, actually. He says, do not lower your standards for comfort. Now, personally, I think if you're like an incel or some shit like this, if you've never like even touched a woman physically, I do not think that you should. I think you should lower your standards. Like, bruv, when I first started getting vagine, I would get with the biggest birds, the 130 kilo birds, like humongous, because I realized I am a beggar, not a chooser. And like, if you keep putting your nose to the grindstone, what I've found is, and really it kind of gives me optimism for the future, especially with regards to this Chinese bird who's literally had me having nightmares at night over this shit, is if I just continue to do the things that I've been doing for an extraordinary amount of time, say, because like a lot of the business, a lot of the advice that you receive online is very, very similar. Like, I bet you every self-improvement guru that you've ever seen online will recommend you to go to the gym. And a lot of these people, they don't have a secret to success. What the secret is just doing the same shit everyone else is doing, but doing it better than they can do it. Like, yeah, I hope that makes sense. But what I'm trying to say is, like, I'm not gonna lie, because this Chinese girl really hurt me so bad, yeah. And like, maybe it's a bit beta male to have these fucking revenge fantasies, but I really, really want this bird to see me one day, this Chinese girl, and I want to have a hotter bitch on my arm. I want to have the perfect Adonis body. I look like when my hair was like that, it looked like my eye was lazy. But yeah, I want to have the body of an Adonis. I want to have a penthouse in Tokyo and a mansion in the Scottish Highlands or on the Amalfi Coast. A whole bunch of other shit. I want her to see me in a fucking McLaren 790S, balling out of control. Like, that is the only thing you can do to kind of win a breakup after it's gone to shit. Like, bro.